Hi, I'm Ron Jeremy, adult film actor. I'm here to play a game called Stump the Perv. Some guy here thinks he knows more facts than me about the world of adult. I think I'm going to destroy him, but they say he's pretty knowledgeable. I just can't see why he wants to know so many facts about porn. He's supposed to watch it with one hand, you know? Squeeze the weasel, spank the monkey, drain the main vein, and shoot the sherbert. Why do you want to know facts about people in porn? I have to know. I guess it's more or less my work. But he doesn't really have to. I think he has way too much time on his hands. I think I'm going to destroy him. And I guess I win a prize if I get it right, if I beat him. If I lose, I am not getting ball sacked, or was it teabagged, I think it's called. If I lose, in a field that I'm kind of like an expert in, I think I'm going to go kill myself. No, actually, I'll be a little bit embarrassed, you know, that I lost to this guy. And it won't thrill me. I'll come across like a total putz to, I guess, millions of listeners, and then my friends are going to make fun of me back in California if I lose. And I may have to suffer something that Howard has up his sleeve. Run naked through Central Park, have some guy fart on me. I have no idea.
Here he is, Ron Jeremy.
The Hedgehog, as he's also known.
Known as the Hedgehog.
I can understand that.
Hey, Ron. Ron, this is the first celebrity that we've actually had on Stump the Perv. You are the first.
Well, I'm very flattered to be here. Thank you.
Ron, what's going on in your career lately? Are you still... Now, according to my notes, you made $500,000 a year. That's a lot of money.
I think it's a little bit exaggerated, but I've done okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's all from porno-related stuff?
No, a lot of mainstream films, marketing things like hot sauce and marketing rolling papers, T-shirts. So it comes from a variety of things, not just adult movies. Marketing.
Oh, I'm glad to hear that a guy can't make $500,000 in porn alone.
Why did
I've done well with it. I can't knock it.
As one of the original guys in porn, why did you never go into forming your own porn company and maybe making movies and directing?
I've directed a lot and I've even produced, but I didn't want to own my own company because it's a crazy business. You know, you have to depend on who the next president is. You know, under Republicans, they get prosecuted, they go to jail. Most of the owners of most of the companies have done jail time.
Well, why? It is not against the law to sell porno, is it?
Yeah, but they have first they had the state cases in California. The Hal Freeman decision made us finally beat that, the pandering laws. They arrested me for that because I was directing a movie. It made it pandering.
Oh, so you have been arrested?
Yeah, for directing a movie. Just that, then we won. We was all thrown out, but then he started the federal interstate transportation obscenity. And then we had a fight. They find jurisdictions down south to find a film obscene because they can't get a jurisdiction in New York, Los Angeles, Vegas, Chicago.
Wow.
And then, so why get involved in a business that you have to worry about going to jail all the time?
I didn't know that you've actually been arrested
twice for adult movies. We won. You know, but it's a headache. So I never wanted to own anything in porn because it's such a crazy business. I mean, my hats go off to the guys who have.
How many hats do you have?
Lots of hats.
Yes, a couple of hats. Yeah. So it became too dangerous to do it, and it probably cost a lot of money to defend those rights.
So basically, I didn't rat on who I was working for. They paid my legal fees, and then it was all thrown out eventually. You know, now it's legal to make films in California, but even still, now they're still trying to prosecute companies. Extreme just won a case in Pennsylvania. You know,
what is the goal to get rid of all?
They find a jury down south, and they find a religious jury, a Presbyterian area like Tallahassee, Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. They try to find the film obscene, a regular normal film, and then they prosecute the company for distributing it down there.
I see. So
they can't get a jury in New York.
Right.
You know, or Chicago or Los Angeles.
So it's one state, basically. They're prosecuting.
There's a bunch. They tried one company was in Mississippi, one was in Alabama. They tried me and my friend Mark. They tried to hit us in Tallahassee, Florida.
Isn't porno legal, though? It
is basically legal, but they could find certain jurisdictions that they could find the film obscene.
Someone told me that in your personal life, you are the cheapest person around. Is that true? Like, you save every penny, and that you even drive a very old car.
That's just not fair. That's just not fair.
Is that
Is it true?
Sure, of course it is, but it's just not fair hearing it here.
Is that because you believe...
I want millions of people to know it.
Because your mother was a physicist?
My dad's a physicist, and my mother was a spy during World War II. She was in the OSS, which became the CIA in the late 40s.
So the family had to be embarrassed by you going into porn, right?
Well, you know, my mother used to tell my family that Ron dances to a different drummer. Right. I got my master's degree, Queens College, and I taught for about a year and a half.
Mm-hmm.
Then I quit.
What's your master's in?
Special ed.
Oh, my.
I got a BA in theater, BA in education, master of special ed.
When we were in Los Angeles, we were talking around a couple of weeks ago. There's a whole theory on what's wrong with Beetlejuice, but a lot of terms that I couldn't understand.
Well, have you studied a guy like Beetlejuice?
Yes, he has. I think my guess would be microcephalia. It's when it's the head and the size. Well, it's a long story.
No, it's a peanut head.
Small head.
Yes. What do they call it?
I used to teach microcephalia. I had kids up in the Catskills. I used to teach at a school called Crystal Run School for for disturbed and aphasic and dyslexic and all that kind of stuff.
Why are there so few microcephaliacs left in this world? Is it screened out by amniocentesis?
I think many people are eating better foods, eating healthier. They know certain things that can cause these problems. You know.
So I am basically down to the last of a breed with Beetlejuice. Should he
I think
pass
you're doing
away?
Great. You're doing great.
I'm doing good.
No,
I'm
he's
fine
right.
about
I saw a documentary about P.T. Barnum, his first American
Pinheads, they were called.
Yeah, well, he had a guy who looked exactly like Beetlejuice. They called the exhibit the "What is it?"
Well, they also had.
And he used that word, the macrocephalic or whatever.
Remember years ago,
Phallic.
they used to have. Remember years ago, they had like and those P.T. Barnum things, the bodies coming out of the bodies.
Yes.
Right.
A little what they call those. The term was that. But there's a little like so that was the
Like a
you don't
twin
see,
or
You
something?
don't see those anymore really either. Except
Like a dead twin.
I think doctors can actually fix that. Right as the baby's born. I
Well,
think.
there was one
a
that
parasite baby. Whatever.
right. There was one that just got fixed. They do still
They
get
did
born.
the mermaid, the little.
Yeah,
little-
Yeah,
the
she got her
mermaid
legs
baby, too.
separated.
I mean,
Yeah.
technology is getting terrific, which is really good news.
So it's good you went into porn. This could have put you out of business. The all these medical advances, you wouldn't
Yes.
have had anybody to teach.
No, it's depressing. No retarded children left, and I'd be out of work.
You say you once did a. Let me ask you about this. You did a sex scene with Tracy Lords. Was this while she was underage? Like you didn't know she was underage?
No, nobody knew. I mean,
Right.
there's enough girls who are attractive who looked like they're young. I mean, I worked with her pretty much late in her career. I think she was probably 17, just about to become 18.
Right.
Other guys worked with her earlier. And again, she was great to work with. She was,
It's the best sex you ever had?
she was terrific.
Who was the best sex you ever had in terms of
I
professional?
like the one you have here on your show a lot, Tabitha Stevens.
You had sex with her.
Oh, she says she's
Yeah, I've
mentioned
seen
me on-
their movies,
She's
yeah.
mentioned me on the show a lot. She's told you that I'm one of her favorites.
And you feel that sexually, are
She was
women
so
different?
sweet.
Are women different sexually?
Let me tell you how I look at it, and a lot of guys probably agree with me. It isn't so much the looks as it is the excitement and the energy. Most guys will take a girl who might not be as good looking as the other girl, but she really enjoys you. She loves it. She's having a great time. She's moaning, groaning.
So that makes a difference.
Try to
right?
find
Love
that.
joy.
They
That
turn off the
is-
camera, and the girl's still moaning when the camera's turned off.
That is exactly what Billy Bob Thornton says about
It's so
models
true.
and Angelina Jolie.
It's
He
true.
said to the rest of you, first of all, he admits now that she's highly overrated. All this carrying on about her screaming and yelling, he goes, he says in an interview, a lot of these really good-looking women
Just
are like
lie
making
there.
love to a couch.
Mm-hmm.
They lie there and don't do anything. And I think what he's saying is that as hot as Angelina Jolie is and as
It's all in
exciting
the looks.
as her career, if she ain't moaning, you feel ugly inside. You
People
feel
always ask, what kind of technique do you like for oral, for example? And I always say, look, most guys wouldn't even care if the technique was bad as long as she just loves the idea of doing it. She
Right.
just love to have the old schmeckle where the sun don't shine, whatever.
Right.
We just love that.
right. You
And
like
even if
the
she's not
attitude. Tabitha
Right.
Stevens has the right
She's
attitude.
adorable. She's cute. She's spunky. She makes it a fun scene. I also like Christy Canyon, Terry Weigel, Taylor Wayne. I mean, there's a lot of girls that have always been a lot of fun.
When's the last time you did a sex scene in a movie?
2 weeks ago, Vicky Vet. It was an internet scene for Video Secrets.
Will regular women date you, or are you considered, too far gone?
If you're in the industry, it's kind of like in the world that rock stars go through, that they won't take you too seriously. They
Right.
might want to maybe just mess around, but to a strong relationship, what girl's going to say, I left my boyfriend for Ron Jeremy? They won't take us seriously, but fun is perfectly fine.
But do you
Well, I was
date?
going to ask what that has done to his social life. I mean,
The social life is great. I mean, Gary's seen, he sees me with pretty women. We got the Bunny Ranch girls here, by the way.
Right.
So, I mean, the social life is terrific, but the relationships are difficult. Romance is tough.
There's no romance.
A few years here, a few years there, it's tough.
but right now, no.
I'm single.
You are? Have you ever been married?
No, I had girlfriends 4 years, and things like that. But
You
it was
have?
always, it was always non-monogamous. It was never really.
Right.
I always allowed freedom for both me and the girl. It sounds corny, and me and Gene Simmons both preached this. We were on The View, the Barbara Walters show, that you could be emotionally monogamous, not necessarily physically monogamous. I know it's not.
I'm
a
in
concept.
full agreement with that.
It's not a concept that a lot of people want to abide by, but it seems to work for me and people in our lifestyle.
You're in full agreement, but you've never practiced.
I'm having a hard time practicing it. Yeah. Nobody wants to go along with what I've been full agreement with.
Well, try explaining that to a non-porno broad. The emotional.
Well, there are swingers out there. A lot of people who are not in porn who have more of an open attitude. Or you see a lot of rock and roll stars. Like Sam Kinison used to say that Malika would bring a girl home.
Right.
A lot of couples who are young and into the lifestyle. Then maybe they'll once in a while they'll try out another couple or bring a girl over or something, and it's kind of the same thing.
And you always hang around with big stars. You were friends with Sam Kinison, all these guys. They worship you,
love
right?
him, yeah.
Well, I've had good relationships with a lot of known people. Yeah.
Ever catch anything? I read that you never caught an STD
Nope.
doing porn.
Nope.
Only in your real life.
When I was a school teacher, I caught one little thing once.
Well,
Right.
the students are supposed to be off limits.
Right. Wasn't a wise guy. Wasn't a student.
Do you
Because
think?
we're all tested for everything every month. You know?
Do you think you could beat Richard Christy in Stump the Perv?
I think so.
You do.
Yeah.
You're not only a man who is in porno, but you also are aware of the titles and the people in the industry.
I know the facts pretty well.
Okay.
Yeah?
All right.
Hey, can I ask a couple questions from
right.
before we get started?
Sure.
Was he in a movie called Fatliners?
Yes, and the tagline was, "It's about life after death after lunch."
Have you ever done a movie where you couldn't get aroused?
There have been some that were tough. Like I did one out in Mallorca, Spain, with Rocco and Cicciolina. We were out on a boat. Everyone was throwing up because of the sea. Everyone got seasick.
Right.
That was murder. But
Right, but it wasn't because the woman was ugly or
No.
you just were turned off.
people
to
were
her.
all getting sick. That was a that
What
was
an
a tough one.
imagination! You're like J.K. Rowling.
Really?
Have you been on set where a woman smells incredibly bad and you have to say, listen, someone's got to...
Sometimes here's what you do. You know,
Okay.
We have techniques for that. You give a wink to the makeup artist, and she'll say, "Hey, before we start the scene, we're all going to do a little douche. Let's go to the bathroom."
Right.
And then the girl takes so that we don't have to embarrass anybody.
Have you been the victim
You don't
of that?
embarrass the girl. That's mean.
Did a makeup artist ever come over to you and say, hey, Ron, maybe you need to take a sitz bath?
I jump in the shower before every scene. Right
You
before
do.
every scene.
All right.
Right
All
before
right.
every scene.
Here's an
I'm a
idea.
big guy,
Before
you
the
have
scene,
to.
we're going to boil you.
They've done that. You know?
Are you guys ready to play? Now, Richard, you said one of your heroes is Ron Jeremy. After all, he's done it all in porno. This would be the ultimate test if you
Yeah.
could beat Ron. We're playing today for $5,000. Ron could win $5,000 for Stump the Perv. It is provided by bospoker.net. There are many online poker rooms, but only one boss, bosspoker.net. And the question is, can you beat this man?
I hope so. I've been studying, so.
All right, let's
How
see
do
what
you
happens.
study? Well, what books do you look into that? An
Well, I
encyclopedia?
watch a lot of movies, and I go through a lot of, there's some websites with facts on there and stuff
Oh, boy.
like that.
And then he develops the question, so it's kind
Did we have him write the question? No.
It's a little tougher than I thought.
No. What we're going to do is, you haven't seen the questions, obviously. Ron hasn't seen the questions. These are just general knowledge porn questions. May the best man win. Today, because the questions are rather long, I've extended the time to 90 seconds. So
Okay, yeah. I was going to say last time you did have trouble getting through the questions.
I did, so I extended the time to 90 seconds.
Okay.
Now, if you want to pass on a question, you can. Richard, go in the isolation booth right now. You'll go after Ron. Robin's going to come out. This is exciting.
Now that he's gone, can we talk about him?
Yeah.
What's he really like? No, I'm kidding.
Are you ready to play or not?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. This is the big one. $5,000. Take it seriously.
I hope you take it seriously. Yes, I'm glad you said that.
I mean, you make $500,000 a year, but you could always use an extra $5,000, right? Okay, here we go. Ron Jeremy, I'm going to ask you 7 questions. Answer them to the best of your ability. You have 90 seconds to answer. You can stop the clock whenever you want. Here we go.
What happens if you stop the clock? Just so I know.
Well, you're
That's
based
your
on
time.
That's your time. In other words, let's say you go through all 7 questions,
Right.
and 2 of them you pass on. I might say to you at the end, do you want to go back? Now, if you go back, you eat up more time. So if you and Richard tied, but he answered in a short amount of time, so you got to weigh that all out.
So if I think I don't know, I'll just say stop. Go on to the next question.
Next question. That's right. You just say pass.
Gotcha. And I'll
Okay,
go back
here we
later.
go. Okay, here we go. This vivid girl has also performed under the names Sadie Jordan and Brooke Thomas.
Wow. Don't know that one.
Okay. Despite making over 400 adult movies, including Midnight Librarians and Spring Break Sex Kittens, this star has never had an on-screen XXX scene with a male co-star.
Good Lord. I don't know that either.
Oh, my goodness,
I'm getting
Ron.
my rear end.
What recent AVN newcomer of the year and Squirt Woman takes her porn name from the Greek goddess of love, beauty, and music?
Cytherea.
Okay. What
Finally.
porn legend
On the
of
board.
such classics as Wanda Whips Wall Street and Backdoor Bonanza 3 appeared in the mainstream movie Boogie Nights as a judge?
Veronica Hart. And Jane Hamilton's her other name. I got her the job, by the way.
What star of such films as Rich Wives Clubs and Mind Games was indicted in 2000 for insider trading?
Oh, that was Marilyn Starr.
Which star of Four Finger Club 9 and Top Notch Bitches also appeared in an Eminem video and The Sopranos?
Gina Lynn.
This late bloomer didn't get her start in porn until 2003 at the age of 37 and has already made over 75 films, including Sodomy Sandwiches and Give Me Gape.
Oh boy, pass. I'll go back to that one.
All right. Do you want to go back at all or stop
Just
the
that
clock?
last one. Go back to that last one.
This late bloomer didn't get her start in porn until 2003 at the age of 37 and has already made over 75 films, including sodomy sandwiches. Time. Okay.
Should I throw a guess out on that one?
No, you can't win.
You
You
can't.
can't get another.
Gotcha.
You got 4 right. You didn't do bad.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I was
good.
surprised.
The first question about the vivid girl who has performed under the name Sadie Jordan Brooke Thomas, Tara Patrick.
Ah, she's a good friend of mine. I don't know his name.
That's the true story there. The second one you didn't get. Despite making over 400 adult movies, including Midnight Librarian, Spring Break, Sex Kittens, this star has never had an on-screen XXX scene with a male co-star. That's Felicia.
Oh, I should have gotten that one.
See? You got all the other ones right, except for the last one,
Which was?
Vicky Vett.
I was going to say Vicky Vett.
See? You wouldn't have been penalized. You should have just blurted it out.
I just worked with her 2 weeks ago.
There you go.
Man.
All right,
Well, you got 4
right.
That's pretty good. These were tough questions. I mean, I don't know whether they're tough or not. I don't know anything about
They're tough. A
porn.
little bit difficult.
Ron, I am going to advise you now not to let on as to how many you got right or wrong.
Of course.
That's a psychological advantage you have as going first.
Right.
All right. Know that you got 4. Took you the full 90 seconds. Sit down on the couch and put on your best poker face.
Gotcha.
You are his idol. Maybe you could unnerve him.
I know he's nervous. All right.
It's a cute picture. That's my farm.
All right,
lamb.
Ron, here comes your challenger, Richard Christy. He has one of the largest porn collections in the country. He works for us. Every Friday night, rather than go out with real people, he likes to sit home with his computer and offer his computer a glass of wine. I'm not kidding. and he is very into porn.
That's how he studies it.
Could he have way too much time on his hands, perhaps?
He is undefeated in this contest so far, and maybe you're the man to unseat him. I am not going to tell you how Ron Jeremy did.
Can I tell Ron real quick, too? That one of the first porn movies I ever saw was Stiff Competition.
Great film.
Like in '86, I think I saw.
That was the last big-budget film. That film cost $250,000.
It is amazing.
They rented out a whole stadium to shoot that film. That was back in the old days, and they spent a lot more money.
It is amazing to me that anyone even retains any information about these
I
films.
want to thank you for that T-shirt. When he bought that, I got made 80 cents. Thank you.
All right.
Stiff competition.
Stiff competition. Here we go. I'm going to give you the 7 questions. You know how it goes. Everyone must be quiet. This vivid girl has also performed under the names Sadie Jordan and Brooke Thomas.
Pass.
Despite making over 400 adult movies, including Midnight Librarians and Spring Break Sex Kittens, this star has never had an on-screen XXX scene with a male co-star.
Let's see. Is that Janine Lindemulder?
What recent AVN newcomer of the year and squirt woman takes her porn?
Cytherea.
What porn legend of such classics as Wanda Whips Wall Street and Backdoor Bonanza 3 appeared in the mainstream movie Boogie Nights as a judge?
Veronica Hart.
What star of such films as Rich Wives Clubs and Mind Games was indicted in 2000 for insider trading?
I know that one. Pass.
Which star of Four Finger Club 9 and Top Notch Bitches also appeared in an Eminem video in The Sopranos?
Let's see. Was that Raylene?
This late bloomer didn't get her start in porn until 2003 at the age of 37 and has already made over 75 films, including Sodomy Sandwiches and Give Me Gape.
Pass. Let me go back to the Brooke Thomas Vivid Girl.
Okay, this vivid girl has also performed under the names Sadie Jordan and Brooke Thomas.
Oh, I know I saw that one last night when I was studying, too.
Time. Uh-oh, you've been defeated.
Wow.
Ron Jeremy, you are the winner.
I know why he said Raylene. Raylene was in a video with the band Everclear. She did the video for the music because that was from Detroit Rock City, which I was in, and it was Boys Are Back in Town.
You are not the top pervert.
This is the top pervert,
Oh,
right?
great. That's a nice
Jeremy
title.
is the top pervert.
I like the money, not the title.
He wins $5,000.
Yeah.
You really screwed up big time.
He'd probably get this one. I could help him with one question because I knew I should have gotten it. It bothered me a lot. The one about the girl who never did an on-sex scene with a guy. And you said Janine. Who'd be the next girl you'd mention? I'm sure you'll probably... Jim Holiday films all the time. The ones he mentioned were films with Jim Holiday, VCA.
Her name is Felicia.
Felicia.
Yeah, she's the only other girl.
You're not even familiar
She's the only
with
other star besides Janine who never did guys.
Wow.
The first answer was Tara Patrick, Sadie Jordan, and Brooke Thomas.
I didn't know that either.
You got Cytherea. Both of you guys got that. And then there was Veronica Hart. You got that one. Yeah. I don't think Richard did.
Yeah, I got
you
that.
got that. That was the
Nina Hartley was also in the Boogie Nights.
Yeah, yeah. Rich Wives Club, Mind Games, Marilyn Starr.
Did
she had that insider.
Yeah,
she had an insider. It was a big scandal. She had a big insider trading thing.
I know. I heard about that, but yeah, I couldn't remember. I never heard that name.
Four Finger Club 9, Top Notch Bitches. Eminem video in The Sopranos was Gina Lynn. Ron got that.
Okay.
And the late bloomer who didn't get her start in porn until the age of 37 was Vicky Vett.
And I just worked with her 2 weeks ago. I feel like the biggest idiot. Yeah.
Man, those are some tough ones.
Well, Ron got 4, you only got 2, but both of you used all of the time you had, so
Yeah. Well,
that's how it went today.
Well,
I'll buy a drink with my $5,000.
all right, thanks, man.
Yeah.
We'll go
You
pick
can
up
go to
some
the
chicks.
Dennis. Let's go to the Bunny Ranch. You know.
You know why I believe you lost?
Why?
Because you've been with real women lately. Screwing
Not
you up.
studying
It
as
is.
much.
He's not studying. He's really messing up.
No intercourse, just
Having coffee in Danish.
Hook Nose Mike, you're on the air.
You hook-nosed Jew bastard. Listen, Ron, I wanted to ask you, how does
I'm
a
a
guy like
hook-nosed.
you,
I'm a hook-nosed Jew bastard too, by the way.
Yes.
how does a guy like you get into porn? You know, you're fat, you're ugly, you're
Nice.
out of
Thank you very
shape.
much.
Do you know somebody to get into something
Did
or
you
what?
see me in 1978
Yeah,
when
he
I was in
wasn't always
Playgirl?
fat, yeah.
I was in Playgirl 4 times. I was actually very young and thin and kind of spiffy looking, you know?
There you
so I
go.
didn't start out being fat.
How did you keep this going, though? I mean,
I went
you're
from the gym
guy.
to the buffet.
No,
Right.
but your career has outlasted everything.
It's because you go on like cult, people like talk about you and they put you in rock songs. I did 18 videos for MTV. That kind of helped
Wow.
also. You know?
I think now at this point, if you put Ron in, he's a promotable name.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
But you wonder how he got to the point where people knew his
Pushing hard.
name.
Well, because I tried to create characters in the porn
Yeah.
films. Even try to have sex in character. A lot of guys weren't doing
All
that.
the stuff that Howard said he hates about you.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
don't
true.
like
I know a
that.
lot of guys said they don't want to see personality in their guys.
I don't.
Be faceless, nameless. Just show us your schmeckle and say goodbye.
Did you ever do escorting? Has a woman ever, like, because of your large size, has a woman ever paid you money to have sex with her?
In my dreams.
Right, that doesn't happen.
I mean, I've had an offer a couple times with husbands wanted me to mess around with their wives for money. I always felt funny because I always worry about the law. You know, so I didn't
When you
know.
got into porn, though, what was your pay scale? I mean, like when you first started
Guys
doing
make a couple $100. Even today, an average guy in the beginning makes a couple $100 a scene. The girl's making at least $1,000.
Right.
If she has a contract, $5,000 to $10,000 for the movie.
Well, what do you
And the
get
guys
now?
I mean, I have a contract with Metro Interactive, so they'll simply pay me a monthly fee.
I see.
So I get paid by the month. I don't get paid by the scene anymore.
You
What's
get
the
paid to
monthly
have
fee?
sex with women on film. That's pretty wild.
Uh,
Hey, Howard.
Hey, Ron, ever been offered to do gay porn?
No, I wouldn't be able to. I see some hairy behind. As Sam Kennison used to say, I want to shave it. I don't want to do anything. I wouldn't be able to.
What about when are you in scenes with other guys though?
Those
Like
are funny.
one woman?
Where like you're doing what they call like orgasmo.
group.
What they call it a DP. You could say that.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes your scrotum. Will be like.
Oh, no.
That's the worst thing that could ever happen to you. But you don't think about it.
Being in a room with another guy is
Yeah,
tough.
but you don't think about it. You're with a girl. You're with a beautiful girl. You know.
Okay.
Hey, Howard, Ron has an amazing talent that involves his mouth and another part of his body.
He's saying, and I make
I was
sure to
wondering
wear,
if you would be able to show it to Howard.
What he's saying is when I
Yeah.
kiss myself where the sun don't shine.
Yeah.
Eddie Murphy did a routine about that on HBO.
You do that. You
Well,
can
first I make sure to wear a condom. So I don't know where he's been.
you can kiss your own buttocks.
No.
No, the other part.
Yeah,
He
the
could-
front, yeah.
He could,
Front.
the front.
Oh, right, yeah.
But
yeah,
I
yeah,
give
I've seen
myself
that.
a wrong phone number, so I'm not going to call me anymore.
I always thought that was a prosthetic in that
No,
film.
it was me.
That really was true.
I kissed. The joke was, and this is actually the true story. It mentions in my documentary. I was in Boy Scout camp. When I was 15 years old, you tie up those high boots. I was also in Camp Wilmette. So were you, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I can reach down. I noticed I can actually kiss it. So I called my dad on the phone. This is a true story. I said, Pop, is it normal for a guy to be able to kiss himself over there? He goes, is anybody in the room with you? No. Well, I suggest don't tell too many people you could do that. When you get to the 18, the girls will kiss it for you. That's the
Is
last we
that
ever
gay,
discussed.
though, to kiss yourself?
You know, as Eddie Murphy said, and this is a direct quote from Eddie Murphy, it's not. But if you let go on your own face, that's gay.
All
Did
right.
you do that?
No. No. I just think it was a
Man,
joke.
I would.
Can you still do it, or is it a?
Yes.
You
Well, since
can still.
I
do it?
gained weight, I could just kiss the tip.
Well, you go down in flames, my
I
friend.
guess so.
Yeah,
man.
beaten
He
by
was-
the master.
Yeah,
$5,000.
It's an honor, though.
And thank you.
You did good.
Thank you.
They did horribly.
How do you feel, Richard? You don't know who Felicia?
I'm
you know who Felicia
defeated.
was? You know Felicia?
No.
I thought you would have known that because that's a pretty known fact. That you should know because
Yeah.
the two biggest names in porn that never did guys was Janine Lindeballer, who's #1, and
Yeah.
Felicia. Never done guys. And the other one I should have gotten was Vicky Vick. I just worked with her. I knew.
See, I should have got the Tara Patrick one.
That I never would have gotten. I never knew those names.
See, that one I knew.
Never known her.
I just was.
Because before Vivid, she worked for Digital Playground. Then she was freelance, and I never knew those names.
Here's a question for you. Do you know what famous model? That her real name is Tara Patrick?
I heard about this, but not
Carmen Electra. That's her real name.
That is very, very interesting.
So, Richard, how does it feel that you were beaten by your idol?
It's if I'm gonna be beaten by anybody, it's definitely awesome that it's Ron. So I'm a little bummed, but I'm not. I'm all right.
But how does it feel knowing that you're not the biggest pervert now?
I love this. Look, the money feels great. The title you can give to him.
No, he can have the title.
I like the money. He can have the title.
So, Richard, are you still going to try to play other people or no?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I still I'm still gonna study and still keep up with my porn knowledge. So.
We're gonna make a gay film, Romeo and Julio, or Adam and Steve.
Yeah.
Now, Ron, do you think there's something wrong with the guy who has so much knowledge about the porn industry but he hasn't been?
I think he has too much time on his hands. Perhaps if a guy knows too much about porn, it's like, why? You're supposed to watch porn with one hand, diddle. Have a nice time, make this noise, and then go on to something else.
You're not supposed to.
Why'd you want to study facts?
Yeah, you're not supposed to read bios.
That strikes me as people who actually get Star Trek and they memorize Klingonese. I know kids in college who are actually trying to learn Klingon. I want to bitch slap these idiots. Once you learn Spanish, French, German, they're learning Klingonese. So certain things, I just think it's just a big waste of time. It's like there's so many facts you might want to learn about politics, political science, history. Why don't I learn facts about porn? I know them because I just lived it for so many 26 years. So I would advise.
But I get to use it.
I'd advise my little protege. Try to find something else.
Go out and get laid.
Just use porno. Yes. Use it for this noise. Do this. That's all you need porn for. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about the facts.